Good evening and welcome to another workshop on self-care and success. If this is your first time joining us or even purchasing our replays, I want to welcome you. My name is Dr. Stembile Matlatini, and today I will be your facilitator. We are talking about overcoming the fear of being in business, which is another exciting workshop because I always want and love talking about those things that can help us to elevate, to get from where we are to where we can be or where we want to be. So I'm very excited about bringing you this workshop. Just a few house cleaning. So what I do is the first hour, I do record, the presentation. So I put together a nice presentation for you with all the facts and points. And all I want you to do is take a sit back, get your notebook, your journal, and start writing. Mostly start writing questions that you want to ask me or things that you want to know more of that you want me to expand as I present. You also can write in our chat room, that way you won't forget, because sometimes I might be saying a point and then when we finish and I say, okay, now open for discussion, then you go, oh, there's something that you said and I wanted to ask that. It happens all the time, all the time. So you know what? I don't want you to forget that. So please write in the chat as we are doing this. And then when I finish, I always go into the chat and then we can, discuss or answer your questions. So the other good thing is once I finish the presentation, which is the first segment of the presentation, I then, will turn off the recording and then all we do is talking because I believe in confidentiality and I want you to be open and, talk about really where your heart is, what's really going on with you, what your fears are, like for this workshop that we have today. So we won't have any recording at all and it will just be a free fall where I answer questions and then we discuss about what you've heard or any questions that you might have. During the presentation, what I do is because I'm recording, I take myself off camera. So all you will see are slides or points of what I'm talking about. That way, when you also watch the recording yourself, you won't just be seeing me and going back and forth, shaking my head and doing all of this. I don't want any confusion. So what I do is I come in and I prepare some nice slides so that you have your points there and your notes. So you don't even have to write too many notes because you are going to receive this recording after the workshop. You do get the recording so that you can watch it as many times as you want to watch it. So I will be off camera when we are recording and then I'll come back on camera again so that we can start our discussions. And when we do that, you again are free to keep your camera off or you can turn your camera on or audio, or we can chat right in the chat room. Any which way, I'm very flexible. I just want it to work for you. All right, you ready? I know it's been a long day, so let me up my slides. That way we can start this show going. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop my camera. That way we can start the workshop. Awesome. So today we're talking about the fear of entrepreneurship, the fear of being in your own business, right? And before we do that, I thought it would be a good idea for us to start by centering ourselves. I also need centering because, believe it or not, I had clients the whole day. So I worked the whole day. So I need to decompress and also center so that I'm fully present with all of you here. And I also want to do the same for you so that you're fully present with all of us here. So we're going to do what I call grounding meditation. So I'm going to ask if you can sit where you're comfortable. And that could be on the floor for some people. And you can turn your lights off just so you don't have too much glitter going on. And because I'll be doing it as well, I will now listen with you. Okay, we're going to do a quick centering meditation. And I know all of us have had a long day. So just so we can come together and center ourselves as we start this workshop. So I'm going to ask you to close your eyes as you feel comfortable. And follow my voice when I say breathe in. When I ask you to breathe in through your nose with your mouth closed. And you hold it until I say breathe out. When I say breathe out through your mouth and just blow out slowly. And we'll do 5 of those just so we can relax and let out everything that we have experienced today. The stress, the anxiety, the thoughts, the bills, and everything else. We're just going to empty it out. Breathe in and relax. All right. Breathe in. And blow out. Breathe in. And blow out. Breathe in. And blow out. And I do 2 more. Breathe in. And blow out. Last one. Breathe in. And blow out. Now you may open your eyes. Okay, we're going to do a quick. Nope, we're not going to do it twice. Only one time is good. How is that? How are you feeling? So in the chat room, you can just write whatever, whether it's good, relax, okay, just give me something in that chat room. I feel much better. It feels much better and much more relaxed. Oh my goodness, I needed that. I needed that. All right. So let's go ahead and start this workshop. Let's get going. I have a lot of stuff that I want to share with you. And the good thing is you're going to get the recording again and you can rewatch this just in case you miss, some things. So why is having your own business a great idea? What are some of the benefits of being in business? All right. The independence and control, let's face it. I remember when I started my business 25 years ago, one of the things that I was so excited about was I get to clock in and clock out when I want to. There's no hand forcing me to clock in and clock out. So that's one of the, number one benefits. Running your own business gives you the freedom to make the decisions. You are your own boss. And I know if you hang around me, when people ask me, so when do you take vacations? I said, my boss is so good to me. She gives me vacations at any time, and I can take 1 week, 2 week vacations at any time that I want to. And many people don't know that I'm in my own, I own my own business, and they're like, damn, who do you work for? I said, whoops, I work for myself. I am my own boss. So it's really, really a good feeling. Financial potential, you get to make more money. And possibilities of becoming rich are even more possible for you to make money and become rich. You get to be creative, because then you get to express your creativity and do things, the way that you want, and experience, different ways of running your business. There's also a lot of flexibility when you run your own business, and of course, personal growth. You will face challenges, I don't want to lie to you, but with every challenge that you face in your business, it gives you opportunities to learn new skills, to learn how to overcome obstacles and grow as a leader. So there's no better place to learn leadership than running your own business, because then, depending on how many people are working with you, and with every business, no matter what it is, you're always going to be working with other people, whether they're contracted people or they're customers or they're people directly working under you. So when you have your own business, part of that is you get to grow when you're working with other people. Why? Because there's so many personalities. So you have to really learn how to work with the different personalities. You have the opportunity to create jobs for other people, and make opportunities for them to have a job, employment. So right now, all my graphic designs and managing my website, they're done by people back in my country, in Zimbabwe. That was one way that I could give back, because they have some very brilliant young people back in Zimbabwe. So I use, a couple of them to help me with my graphic designs, with my, book editings. And I also have one employee who's been with me for over 7 years now. He's in Pakistan, and he is really, good as well, as far as working with my books and everything. So it helps you to have job creation. It's also very fulfilling, because you get to build something meaningful when you have your own business. You get to have networking opportunities. I'm telling you, there's nothing as good a feeling as being around other, business owners or business people, and they ask you, what you do, and you tell them that I own this business, or I am the CEO and president. There's something that comes with that. They talk to you at a different level, and you get to interact with, people that are at different levels than just an ordinary person who's working, right? So I love that about, owning a business as well. You also have the autonomy to set your own goals, your priorities and strategies. That means you can steer your business and make a goal to say, you know what, this year I want to make $100,000, $200,000, $500,000. And you get to have that, freedom to do that. But then, of course, if you say all those big numbers, get ready to work. And I'm telling you, it takes time. Time is of essence. So it's easier to say, well, I want to make $100,000 and I want to make, I've been in business for 25 years now. And to be honest, it's now 25 years later that I'm starting to see the business picking up, to the point where I had that dream from the get-go, at first. But right now, you don't have to take 25 years the way that I took 25 years, because the whole purpose of us doing workshops like this, where the whole purpose of me also coaching people one-on-one, is that, now we can cut the gap where you don't have to go for 25 years. Within a year or two of owning a business, yes, you can reach those 6 figures and more, because trust me, I've learned a lot. I've been trained, and I have learned so much that I am just bursting with the information to want to share with people, so that, again, we can cut that gap and you don't have to take that time. And lastly, the sense of achievement, and satisfaction is unsurpassed of having your own business. By the way, how many of you have their own businesses? In the chat room, again, can I just get a yes in there with a Y or an N? Do you own your own business right now? A yes. I'm seeing yes, yes, yes. Great. Okay, good. We've got some people that, and all those that are no's, I know without a doubt, shadow of a doubt, that you coming in and attending this today, it means you do have the business idea, or you just haven't established it or registered it, but you are a business person already, as you are. So why do some businesses make it and some fail? The number one reason why businesses fail is fear, 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 especially among us women. Fear, being afraid of the unknown, being afraid of what we hear from other people, what we heard and saw when we were young about businesses, what family and friends tell us, the fear of not being good enough, of not having enough, the fear of not knowing if there will be customers that will come in and buy our product, or a support system that can support us with this business idea. So fear is number one. I tell you, it took me a while to start my own business. My father was a business owner when I was growing up. But the thing that I saw and what I heard about being a business person is when you have a business and you have money, money is a problem. It brings in other women, it brings in, problems. So, my parents ended up, having to divorce. My father ended up having other wives. So then the home was destroyed, and it was all connected to having money and being a businessman. All businessmen will do that. They'll destroy their lives and they'll destroy. So as a child, you're growing up thinking, I don't want a husband that has a business, and I don't want to have a business because I don't want it to destroy my family, and I don't want my children to, go through what I went through. So some of that, could be what we call limiting beliefs, but that's a whole training, that I do also, and I'll be bringing that training back, for us to talk about limiting beliefs and, also what we heard growing up. Some of the reasons why some businesses make it and some fail: poor planning and execution, not having enough money, ignoring customer feedback, ineffective marketing and sales strategies. Some people literally freeze when it comes to selling because they just don't have it in them to sell. But then businesses is about selling, failing to adapt to change, lacking of resistance and persistence. When the going gets tough, some people decide, you know what, I'm not going to do this, I'm not doing this. But today we are focusing on number one, fear. And that's why I titled this whole training about conquering the fears of being in business. The other reason that make small businesses fail is self-sabotage. And I put it here that self-sabotage is a dream killer. How many of you have sabotaged themselves before? I got my hand up. Me. We all do it. We self-sabotage. So I wrote this free ebook. You can get this free ebook on my website. If you just go to drstemi.com, this is my website, and go right on the front page, you'll see this image here. Click on there and you'll be able to download this. It's a very good ebook. I wrote it because then I had been working with people that came in, and I think that month when I did it was prior to COVID. I had women that came in, and every one of them literally mentioned the word self-sabotage. I'm tired of self-sabotaging myself. And I thought, you know what, let's talk about overcoming self-sabotage. Because then I was working with them in sessions and we were doing that. But then I figured that, you know what, if I'm seeing these 10 women that are coming in back to back individual coaching, that means there are hundreds of other women that are going out there. So I decided to just write the ebook and give it for free, so that at least you can get some tips on how to overcome self-sabotage. Different types of fear. There are different types. And I'm sure you've heard about these different types of fear. There's a fear of failure. Many business owners fear that their business idea will not succeed. And it happens to all of us. Do I have the right idea? Is this something that people will actually buy? Is this something that, do you know how long it took me to do these self-care success workshops? I had the plan, I wrote it out, I wrote in my vision board, I wrote the business plan 10 years ago, literally 10 years ago, this 2024. And every year, if somebody asks me to say, what would be your ideal that you would want? I would say I love training. I love doing workshops. And I would love it if I could do virtual as well as in person. And I would go on and you'd see my face light up. And, even at conferences, when people are doing conferences, I'm always going, hey, can I come and do a workshop at your conference? Because to me, that energy of sharing, the way that we're sharing now is unsurpassed. So that has been my thing. But I was fearing that maybe people might not resonate to them. Maybe people might not come on and attend them, as I thought. So this fear of failure is really real. But this 2024, I decided, look, I'm 59 years old. I'm not getting young. I am going to live my dreams and I'm going to put it all out there. I will do the workshops, record the workshops, those that miss them, because I do understand people have businesses, they have, their wives, their mothers, they have work and families. So sometimes it's difficult to meet the times that we are meeting. And I said, you know what? I will record all of them and then have a whole page that I put in for all the replays so that those that say, you know what, I wish I had taken that training that you did, I'll always say, now you can go to the replay page. So now there's a replay page for all the trainings. I'm so excited because you'll never get to miss any training. And then for me, I'm not afraid, because if you don't attend today, one day you'll get to my page and say, oh, I never knew. This is exactly what I need. There's also a fear of rejection that entrepreneurs always face: rejection from customers, investors, and partners. Listen to me. Your customers will not reject you. The people that are supposed to buy from you would not reject you. They will be so excited to see your product, to talk to you, to buy from you. So they will not reject you. Fear of uncertainty. The entrepreneurial journey, again, is so uncertain. It's never guaranteed. But with consistency and persistency, people will start seeing you and they'll start knowing what you sell and they'll start knowing what you do. And one day the light bulb comes on and you will just see, whoa, a whole lot of people coming to you and buying your product. So never tire, because then it's so uncertain. There are many people that have said, same thing as me, and said, I've been in business for 25 years and it's been a struggle. But then all of a sudden, I said, no, there's no all of a sudden, because it's been 25 years. There's no all of a sudden. It's been 25 years. So however long that it takes you, never tire. Keep the vision alive. Staying adaptable, flexible, and open to new opportunities is a great way to address all these fears. Is this making sense? Let me just see in the chat room whilst I drink some water. Yes. All right. I got more fears for you. The fear of not having sufficient funds. Money, money, money. Yes, it's real. Start where you are with what you have. I was listening to one of I also have a coach. I have a coach that coaches me for my business, as well as life coaching and business coaching. And I was listening to one of the sessions that we did 2 years ago, and it's funny because then as I was preparing this, I said, let me listen to what my coach shared with me, because then as I prepare for all of this, I go through coaching with her and everything, right? So we were talking about the fear of not having sufficient funds, because I wanted, as I said, these workshops, I wanted to do them live as well before, COVID-19. That's one of the dreams that I had. But then I didn't have the money to rent the hotels and to be in a hotel. And she says, excuse me, I don't pay the hotels. I'm like, what do you mean you don't pay the hotel? She's like, listen, I go to the hotel and I let them know that, listen, I want to do a workshop and I can bring at least 100 people in this workshop. With 100 people, I'm bringing you business, and people will be buying, they'll be staying here. So all I need is a room and I get a free room. I said, you do what? She's like, yeah, and they give me food and they give me the room. I'm yet to try that one. I haven't tried it yet because now I'm doing my bounce back conferences, and I know that people stay at the hotels. Like this year 2024, we're going to be in Boston, Massachusetts, so people will be staying at the hotel, and they'll be spending money with the food and staying at the hotel. I now understand her. But listen, she said she doesn't have to spend money, but she's a big time coach now. She started somewhere. So the other thing that I've done that really helps is to seek advice from financial experts, because sometimes when we say we don't have money, we just don't know how to save and how to manage our monies, is what I learned years ago, and realized that there was so much money that if I managed it well, then I do have the extra 100, 200 that I need to rent a place. I do have the extra 200, 300 that I need to take an additional course or an additional training. But I needed the advice of a financial planner and a financial expert. So that might also work and help you out. Fear of public speaking. This is big. As a business owner, it's a big fear. But remember now, when we have business, we have to tell the people what we do. We have to sell. They have to understand what product that we have. And mostly, remember now, you are solving a problem that they have. Let's say you sell food, you are solving the problem of being hungry. Let's say you sell sweaters, you are solving the problem of never being cold again, because now you've got this nice, beautiful sweater, and also that matches all your clothes. And, I have this sweater that you can wear inside out. I'm just, saying, but you're always solving a problem. So public speaking is a must. It's something that we do, whether we are on stage or we are just, with other people. But I do understand that it is a fear and anxiety for many people. Just remembering from this training now, as we're talking about overcoming the fear, that we're in the business of selling. So speaking will help us sell more and also reach out to people so that they know what we are selling. However, if you do need help with public speaking, that's one of my expertise of the things that I do. I do coach people on speaking as well. So reach out to me and we can work together on the fear of public speaking. Fear of taking risks. Opportunities are hidden in risks. Your inner strength and self-confidence is hidden in risks. So commit yourself to taking more risks and the fear will melt away. But then here's a caution. When you're taking risks, make sure that you evaluate all the risks carefully. Make informed decisions, and remember, calculated risks can lead to great rewards. Again, calculated risks can lead to great rewards. I've done my share of not taking calculated risks where I just jump in and just make a change and go and do this here. And I've paid the price. The reason why I've written 52 plus books is because I continue to write about my mistakes and my oopses in there so that others do not have to go through them. So you want to hear about some of my risks that were not calculated? Get some of my books. They will be right there, those stories in there. The fear of success. It took me a long time to understand that I could be afraid of success. I'm like, but I want to be successful. What do you mean that I'm afraid of success? And my coach had to work with me. And now I also get to work with other people to say it is real fear of success, right? So in order for you to be successful in your business, you have to begin by seeing yourself as successful. You have to see yourself making money. You have to see yourself getting back up when you are down, when things are not working. You have to see yourself backing up and getting up so that you believe that things will work out somewhere, somehow. You have to see yourself successful beyond even your own wildest dreams. So my question to you is, do you see yourself successful? What does success look like for you and your business? And when you begin to see yourself making money, being successful, getting back up, guess what happens? With time, fear of success melts away. There's also a fear of competition, but competition is natural. And I hate to tell you this, but there's no business that you will ever be in that nobody else has never been in. There's not even any life experience that you experience in your life that nobody else has ever experienced. So competition is normal and competition is natural. What is your goal? Your goal is to focus on making a differentiation of what your business is like. So if you and I have the same business where we are both coaches, we are mental health professionals, what is the difference in your business? My difference is I have written books after books to inspire, encourage, and empower others. My difference is I now provide workshops for self-care, which we address mental health, we address, anything about joy, happiness, sadness, grief. And then we also talk about success, where we talk about businesses, starting the businesses, overcoming the fears, and establishing, yourself as an author. If you want to write a book, I help people write books. And then I also invite people to write chapters in my Bounce Back book series, which we publish every year at the conference. Our conference is called Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. So we sell those books there. But for every author that, becomes an author with us, it's now an opportunity for them to reach out an audience that expands their own audience that they have if they're a coach like myself as well. And also for those that have never written a book, they get to expand on their chapters. So you see, that's a big difference in my business that I have that is different from not all, but some of the businesses that have the same work as I do. So what is the difference in yours? Also understanding your target market. We cannot serve everyone. There are only a certain people that you can target and work with. Delivering unique value to your customers. How can you deliver unique value, memorable value, to your customers? And again, when you focus on these things with time, the fear of competition melts away. I don't have any competition. The competition I have is me. I want to be different from the way that I was or that I ran my business yesterday, last month, last year, or 5 years ago, and 10 years ago. That has always been my goal, to be in competition with me, myself, and I. I want to make sure that each year I'm elevating, I'm learning more, I'm doing more, but it's also getting better and better. So if you've worked with me and you worked with me 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and you talk to me today, I'm a whole totally different person. New experiences, new expertise. I've learned a lot. So I also have a lot to share. So I'm always laughing with the people that worked with me, and they come back and they say, hey, I just need a refresher. And I said, okay, let's talk. And they say, you remember you told me this here? I'm like, well, tell me again where you are now. Where are we now? And how far have you gone and what's going on now? Because then I know that whatever we talked about 10 years ago worked then, but right now they need new information and they need new, empowerment that will help them elevate, that will help them in their lives to move on. So again, there's no competition. Be your own competitor and compete against yourself so that, again, you're getting better and better and better and better each time and each year. All right. So just checking in with you. Do you think and believe that you can be very successful in your business? Do you think and believe that you can be very successful in your business? Let me see your yeses in my chat. Yes, 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 yes. That's it. You've got to believe in you. And guess what? The way that you think about everything matters. If you say yes, then for some reason, the things that you need to make sure that that yes comes to pass will start coming to you, and you'll start coming across workshops like this year that come through your feed and you say, you know what, I'm free, let me join, these workshops, or I'm free, let me see what she has on the replay page. And then you come across these, workshop or these workshops. So the way that you think about everything matters. All right. Don't worry, we're going to be taking a break in a little bit, because I like to take some breathing breaks and stretch breaks. So we're going to be taking a break. So here's my question, my next question for you. Are you afraid of being a successful entrepreneur? Are you afraid? It's easy to say, no, I'm not afraid. Well, I've got a quick assessment. And you also have this quick assessment in your handouts that you got when you registered. You have these handouts. You also get the handouts. They'll come in with your replay. And if in your replay you don't have them, please let me know and I will send them to you. So here's a quick assessment on the fear of being in business. What specific fears do I have about starting or running a business? I just want you to think about it. What past experiences or beliefs contribute to my fear of being in business? How do I typically react to challenges or setbacks in business situations? Am I open to taking calculated risks in order to grow my business? Or do I tend to play it safe due to fear? I just want you to just think about this. And then when we are done, please take out your journal, your notebook, or even the handouts themselves and start writing in your answers. And that's when you get clarity. And that's when fear knows that, he or she is not playing, because now you're getting to recognize what experiences, what beliefs contribute to the fears and how you typically react to it. Because then the whole thing is, I want you to be, to learn how to respond rather than to react. Because then once we react, everything goes haywire. But then how do you respond? Don't worry, we will be talking about how to deal with all of those fears before this session is over. And bingo, I said it. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Let's come back here in 2 minutes and, take a stretch break. Okay. I literally use this as well, for my work during the day where I take time to move and exercise. So I hope that you'll be able to also use this and take some breaks, and do some desk exercises if you're one that works on the computer like I do. Most of my work is on the computer. All right. So there's one big difference when we are talking about overcoming the fears of being in business, as well as businesses that are successful and those that are not so successful. Mindset. Mindset matters big time. Let me say this again. Mindset matters big time. But what is mindset? Mindset is the way of thinking, our beliefs, our attitudes, our perspectives of how we see things, what we think about things. And now, right now, we're talking about business. What we think about business, we're talking about money. What we think about money, and also our fears about lack of money, how we react or respond to the world around us, how we see ourselves, what we believe about ourselves, and who we see ourselves as. That is mindset. I used to make this excuse that I'm from Zimbabwe, I'm from Zimbabwe, third world, so we don't have the mindset of Americans or people in Europe. We don't have the right mindset, until I realized that those were all excuses. To me, there were reasons of why I thought the way I thought and I did things the way that I do things, until I realized that they were excuses. And until you get away from our surroundings that we grew up with, or the people that grew up raising us and teaching us certain values, until we move away to also explore other values and learn other ways of thinking, our mindset will always be the same. So that's why I applaud all of you, especially those of you that are here that are also foreigners like myself, that are from Africa or Europe, Asia, wherever you're from. That's why I applaud you, because then this teaches you new ways of thinking and new ways of looking at yourself and your life, so that again, we can get out of the box and build successful businesses and believe more in ourselves. So thinking is at the heart of your mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you see everything: opportunities, challenges, setbacks, successes, love, unlove, money, no money. Everything comes through the lens of your mindset, of the way that you think and what you say to yourself. Is there something that you ever think about to say, what am I saying to myself? What am I thinking? I want to challenge you. Like during the day, randomly, ask yourself, what am I thinking? And you'll be amazed at how our mind can wander. And all of a sudden, it starts thinking of things that really are not going to be helpful to us. So the question that you'll be asking yourself is what I'm thinking helpful or hurtful? Is what I'm thinking helpful or hurtful right now? Because many a time our minds tend to focus and go to things that will hurt us instead of help us. And that's the reason why it becomes difficult, because then we focus on those fears that will not help us build successful businesses. So real quick, I also have this in your handouts, a mindset self-assessment. Are you open to this? You've got to be open. You've got to be open. All right. So the question in my assessment that I asked you, I'll just go through a few ones. Are you open to new ideas? Are you open to new perspectives? And are you open to new ways of thinking that may challenge the way that you were raised, the beliefs that you've had, the assumptions that you've had? It may challenge you to do things in a different way. And I'm telling you, as I mentioned, I've been in business for 25 years now, and I still have to work on certain ways of thinking and certain ways of doing things that I just didn't even realize that, this could be a limiting belief or something that, get in the way of me being successful because of the way I'm thinking or the way that I do things. So constantly, I have to constantly evaluate myself. I have to constantly assess myself and then work on making the changes. Hence, the differences that I'm now seeing 25 years later in myself as well as in my business. Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and embrace uncertainty? You see, when it comes to the comfort zone, people that have been around you, people that know you, they want also to see you in a different comfort zone that is comfortable for them. So when you start expanding, you're scaring them. That is unknown. They don't know how to deal with that. So yes, they'll start talking, they'll start isolating you, they'll start criticizing you, because then they just don't know the new you that you are. and the new things that you're doing. So be cognizant of that sometimes you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and embrace uncertainty. And also know that not everyone will go with you, because some people will not understand it. But then some people are just not supposed to be with you at a certain part of your journey or at a certain time in your journey. How resilient are you in the face of setbacks and obstacles? Do you get back up? Or are you one of those people that say, I can't believe that these things always happen to me? I can't believe that this happened again when things happen. Because when you say that and you get stuck on that, guess what? It really gets in the way of you learning what you're supposed to learn and moving on to what it is that you're supposed to move into next. So resiliency is that ability to bounce back when challenges and obstacles face you. And that's the reason why I started the Bounce Back Empowerment Conferences this year. 2024 will be year 5 that we're doing it. It's because I realized that with the COVID-19, many of us, our thinking, our ways of living changed. I mean, look at the economy, it has changed. So we do need a reminder. We do need to continue to work together, to be around each other, so that we can, strengthen our resiliency to face, setbacks and obstacles that we are continuing to face, and new ones continue to come in our lives right now. The other question is, are you able to bounce back from failures and learn from your experiences? Can you persevere in the face of challenges? You do have all these questions in your handout. Take some time to really write your answers and answer these, because as you do, your mind is getting clarity. And again, remember, the competition is between you and you. So as you learn how to, get from where you were to where you want to be, you're also getting more resilient, and you're also defeating those fears that could get in the way of you having a successful business. So there are two different mindsets that we want to be cognizant of: fixed mindset and growth mindset. This is the way that I explain them, right? Fixed mindset is when you have many fears because you're thinking in old ways and you're also stuck in your own ways. Fixed. It's this way or nothing. No, I grew up, being told that it has to be this way. No, from what I learned, this is the way that it's supposed to be. I don't care if it hasn't worked for the last 5-10 years, but this is the way that it's supposed to be. So, and I'm not doing it any other way. Growth mindset, on the other hand, is when you're open now to many perspectives and many ways and looking at different ways of doing your business. That's when you're open to new opportunities. So trust me, I've had to work from fixed mindset to growth mindset, because I wasn't seeing it. I wasn't seeing where, my mind was fixed, because I had these ideas and I was doing things a certain way. And I realized that as long as I'm doing, the business or my life, living my life the same way and getting the same results and not the results that I want, it means I have a fixed mindset. But the minute that I started, growing and opening to growth mindset, many perspectives, new opportunities, and also learning from others. So, I always take classes, courses, and programs. And as I said, I have a coach because I want to learn from other people that know more than me, that have been there before me, that know what I don't know, right? Growth mindset. I have some examples that I put here for a fixed mindset. People that have a fixed mindset, you hear them say, either I'm good at it or I'm not. So it's black and white. That's just who I am. I can't change it. Well, if you have to work hard, you don't have the ability. If I don't try, then I won't fail. That job position is totally out of my league. No, I don't think I could write a book. I have stories, I've lived a life, and I think others could learn from, but I don't think I could ever write a book. And I don't think I could ever tell a story. I've heard those from people that had fixed mindsets, and I'm so excited because then when you get to the growth mindset, I'm telling you, it's so exciting. But the word that I use for growth mindset is freeing. It's so freeing because now you can say, I can learn to do anything I want. I'm constantly evolving and work in progress. The more you challenge yourself, the smarter you become, is what you believe. I only fail when I stop trying. That job position looks challenging. Let me apply for it. Oh, you know what? I know my story. I can write it down, but I don't have good grammar and all of this here. You think you can help me, Dr. Stam? I really think I'm ready to write a book. And guess what? They're authors. I love a growth mindset because a growth mindset says, you know what? I will try again. If at first I don't succeed, I'll try again. And that's it. A growth mindset opens you up to saying, you know what? I sold one seat today, but if I continue doing it, I'll continue to sell more seats. If I continue doing it, I'll continue attracting more authors. And before you know it, you've got 20, 30 authors coming in every year. Again, persistency, consistency, and having an open mind for a growth mindset would do it for you as far as going through overcoming fears. I don't know if you need 1 minute just to stretch again. And I can feel my back cracking when you do this. So let's stretch, put your hands up in the air and just stretch. All right. We're going to be getting down to the conversations in a little bit. I just wanted to just go through just a few more things. So you probably are asking, do I have a growth mindset or do I have a fixed mindset? Let me just go through these with you. Get a piece of paper and write the numbers 1 through 6. When I read a statement, I want you to write, where number 1 is, just say you agree with the statement, you just write agree. If you don't agree with it, you just write disagree. All right? So agree, disagree with each statement. That's all you're going to write there. So real quick, let's do this. And this is a way to test whether you tend to function on a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Number 1, you are born with a certain amount of intelligence, and it isn't something that can be changed. Do you agree with that statement that you're born with a certain amount of intelligence and it's not something that you can change? Agree or disagree? Number 2, no matter who you are, there's not much you can do to improve your basic abilities and personalities. Do you agree or disagree? Number 3, people are capable of changing who they are. Do you agree or disagree? Number 4, you can learn new things and improve your intelligence. Do you agree or disagree? Number 5, people either have particular talents or they don't. You can't just acquire talent for things like music, writing, art, athletics. You either have it or you don't. Do you agree or disagree? And then lastly, studying, working hard, and practicing new skills are all ways to develop new talents and abilities. Do you agree with that statement? That studying, working hard, and practicing new skills are all ways to develop new talents and abilities. Just take a look at this statement 1 more time and just go through whether you agree or disagree with each statement. Okay. So, what is your mindset? If you tend to agree with statements 1, 2, and 5, if you wrote agree on statements 1, 2, and 5, then you probably tend to have a more fixed mindset. If you agreed with questions 1, 2, and 5. And then if you agreed with statements 3, 4, and 6, then you probably tend to have a growth mindset. Simple. If you have agree on 1, 2, and 5, fixed mindset. If you have agree on 3, 4, and 6, probably growth mindset. Okay, how do you fix that? Because then guess what? You can fix your mindset. The first thing is focus on the journey. Life is a journey. Your business is a journey. Take some time to enjoy the process. Enjoy the situations and the people that you're meeting. The events that are happening in your life. Take time to pay attention, because everything is working together to give you that which you pray for, that which you want in your life, and that which you deserve. So take some time to breathe, relax, and enjoy it all. Incorporate the word yet in your vocabulary, which means if you're struggling with a task, remind yourself that you just haven't mastered it yet. So integrating the word yet in your vocabulary, right, is going to help you to overcome those difficult moments, situations, and things. So here's a tricky one when you do that. If you're one that is always overwhelmed, stressed out, and just, oh, I don't know, I'm just tired all the time, you have not mastered taking rest and relaxing yet. So what that means is, for that to change, you have to master making time to relax, making time to think in different ways for your mindset to be, to be relaxed and growth in different ways. So with anything, once you put the word yet, it means, okay, I can make time to learn it, and with time, I will learn to do it differently. So it brings you to focus on changes and learning how to change your situation or situations that you're facing through. Pay attention to your words and thoughts. Words are powerful. Thoughts are powerful. So when you have positive thoughts, guess what? Positive things and positive results tend to follow you. Positive thoughts also are helpful to build a growth mindset. Negativity drains you. Negativity takes too much energy. So again, ask yourself the questions. What am I thinking? What am I feeling right now? If it's something negative, it's something draining, figure out a way to get yourself out of that thinking. Those thoughts, change the words of how you describe what's going on with you or what's going on around you. And I'm not saying be happy about everything, even though some moments and situations warrant you to cry and literally like sleep, rest. No, I'm saying be in the moment. Cry when you need to cry. Grieve when you need to grieve. And let go when you have to let go. But be in control of your emotions, your mind, your thoughts, and your words. And take on challenges, because some people avoid taking challenges, which is the same thing as taking risks, right? But then remember, making mistakes is one of the best ways that we learn. So instead of shying away from challenges, embrace them. Do the best that you can, learn what you need to learn. And with time, again, you become perfect in the eyes of others or even yourself. You actually begin to see yourself as, you know what? I'm actually getting better and better in this. And I see that all the time and I'm laughing. I'm like, wow, did it have to take this long? But it needed time for me to learn to do the things that I am now doing and enjoying. So I did promise you that I'll go through some tips for overcoming the fear of being a business person. Here we go. Identify the root of your fear. Acknowledge and accept your fears. Start small. You don't have to dive headfirst into a full-scale business right away. Start with a small project. Start selling one thing at a time. Start small and then go big. Set clear goals and create a plan. And again, if you're having problems with going through all of these and setting yourself up, that's the one thing that I do in my one-on-one sessions. I do help people that are having difficulties, setting clear goals, creating plans, and just focusing. Those are some of the things that we do, because my thing is I want to be your number one cheerleader, and I want to see results where you'll be waving the flag and say, I did it, I did it, I did it. All right. So the other thing is educate yourself. Pat yourself on the shoulder right now, because you are investing in yourself by you coming to these workshops, being a member of the Empowerment Academy. You are investing in yourself and educating yourself. Seek support and guidance. Face your fears, whatever they are. Challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone regularly. This could be with, coming into these workshops. And what I'm going to start doing as well is having just, lives in our group, on Facebook. I'm going to put together Facebook on Facebook and just bring in people there where we can just do lives and just talk, so people can just have a way, again, of seeking support and guidance from each other. So facing your fears means you do that which you've been afraid of, because then guess what? You will have different results. Practice mindfulness and self-care. What we did at the beginning, and if you're just joining us now, at the beginning we did a meditation to center ourselves. That is mindfulness. So practice more of that, where you take some time and just meditate to ground yourself and do self-care. I do have a training that was just geared on self-care for women. Get a copy of that and, also watch that one and listen to that one, because I share a lot of things that women can do for self-care. But practice mindfulness and self-care. And then take action. Because when you're facing your fears, you want to take action, and action breeds results. Challenge those negative thoughts. Celebrate your wins. When you do good, celebrate. Take yourself out and just go eat something. Take yourself out and stay in a hotel and just, have one day out or 2 days on a weekend or something, but just do something that you just say, this is the winner. I even buy myself flowers and send myself, I go to, and call them in, or I go to the store and literally buy flowers that they would deliver to my own place, right? But that's a way of celebrating. Or I'll get myself, the chocolates or something. Well, I'm diabetic. I don't get chocolates that often because that's not good for my sugar, but I just celebrate. And people know me, I travel. Learn from setbacks, because for every setback, there's a comeback. So learn from them, and now be open to receive your comeback. Develop a growth mindset. We went through the steps of, developing your growth mindset and just shifting your mindset. Practice self-care again. I'll reemphasize that. Seek professional help, mental health, as well as coaching for the business. Seek professional help. That's what we do. And, I mean, people like myself, I have both, where I have mental health expertise and experience, as well as business experience and expertise. So you get two in one. And then I want you to visualize success. See yourself as successful and stay persistent and resilient. I know you're ready to talk to me right now. I know you're ready to talk to me right now. All right, I'm not going to take this break here, because then I'm also ready to hear what is on your mind. So as we end, I want to encourage you. And I want to encourage you to believe in you more, to trust yourself more, to really trust your gut instinct more, to believe that you can and that you will, that you are here to reach those that are for you. Your business, the God that gave you, I believe in God. So, I hope this doesn't offend anyone, but the God that gave you the idea to have a business, he also has all the people and the customers that you will need for your business. So keep at it until you reach all of them that he has in store for you. So I believe in God's plan that he will make room for thousands and hundreds for me to reach them, and so will you. You will also reach your target number that you want. So here is to your success, right? I also shared some affirmations that you will have in your handout. And affirmations are just positive statements that I want you to say to yourself. I'm confident in my skills and talents as an entrepreneur. I deserve success and abundance in all areas of my life. Pick one of these a day and say it over and over and over again. You just have to be continuously, because then it changes the way you're thinking. It gets you excited. It gets you into a place where you say, you know what? Yes, I can. And yes, I will. So you do have these affirmations in your handouts. Are you ready? Get ready. Your success is waiting on you. Your business is waiting on you. And if others can do it, so can you. Oprah Winfrey, let's face it, she did it. She said, on my own, I will just create. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, I'll create something else. I don't have any limitations on what I think I could do or be. I don't have any limitations, she says, on what I think I could do or be. I hope and pray that you also don't have any limitations. She also said, follow your instincts. That's where your true wisdom manifests itself. And Mother Obama, she said, there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. There is no limit to what I as a woman can accomplish. Strong women don't have attitudes. They have standards and boundaries. That's another training that we're going to be doing on setting your own standards and boundaries, because some people don't even have them. And remember, a successful woman is one who can build a firm foundation with the bricks that others have thrown at her. Let us not make excuses of other people saying things to us, of other people not believing in us, because those are bricks. See how you can build a firm foundation based on those things that are being thrown at you or have been thrown at you. Your true passion should feel like breathing. It's something that comes natural. See, I can even stop talking right now because I love doing this here, but I know I have to stop. But you can tell that that's my passion. So with that, I'm going to encourage you to have these 3 mindsets. We have a Bounce Back Empowerment Conference theme where I sing, yes, I can, yes, I will, yes, it will. I want you to believe that yes, you can, and yes, you will. And yes, it will happen for you. Whatever it is that is your heart's desire, yes, it will. Believe in yourself, believe it can, and yes, it will. The resources that you will find in the attachments, you have 20 simple self-care tips that I gave you, in your handout, that if you haven't received it, you will receive it with the replay of this. You also have the fear of being in business self-assessment. And then these here, I love this. My commitment to self. I gave you this as well, as a free download. And again, for those of you that say, I'm in business and I learned one or two things, or my life has stories that I want to share, or I just have this thing that I do in my life that I want other people to understand and know about, and you want to write a chapter in our next Bounce Back book series, please reach out to me on drstemmy.com, or you can email me at drstem14@gmail.com, and let's talk, because then that's also a business card calling. When you write a chapter, you're reaching many around the world, and that's another way of people knowing your business, understanding your business, and buying from you. So I want to extend that to you. So with that, I am now going to stop the recording so that I can take your questions, your comments, and freely discuss with you without any recordings. All right. And don't forget, you're getting the replay of this, so you will be able to watch this over and over again. And don't forget to do your homework. All right, let's talk.